earlier in the broadcast that the Bruins have been through this before. They know what to expect in terms of the circus atmosphere, and I mean that in a good way here in Toronto.
We are into full playoff mode in terms of gamesmanship from the pregame 3-on-2s. For Toronto, they have nothing to do with the lineup that's on there right now. Here's Jagr trying to stick handle, but Peverley picks up the loose puck. Jagr with Reimer down, can't find the opening, which must have been only about 4 inches wide there. McQuaid, the aggressive diagonal to beat Matt Fratton to the loose puck.
What an opportunity going by the boards for Boston. Not really even a shot on goal. Peverley had the chance where he picked up the loose puck from Jagr, then Jagr from a bad angle.
Jagr cross ice for Kelly for Peverley, and it's just beyond his reach. Jagr back to McQuaid, the drive, whistles over the top. Tuukka, Tuukka, the jeering chant from the crowd at Air Canada Center. Jagr glides over the line, snaps the pass. Ryan Hamilton gets a piece. Seidenberg takes it from Kelly, throws it in front, deflected, knocked down. Gardner right in front of his goalie, James Reimer. And Nazem Kadri winds his way through the neutral zone, the serpentine route. Here's Kessel trying to glove it down to himself, but he can't control. Jagr into the attacking zone with Peverley ahead of him, going to net. Jagr stick handles back of the goal, shields it from Kadri, loses an edge, goes down. Kadri dives right over the top of him. Peverley wedged in by Gardner's check. Peverley A-frames. Jagr taps it off the boards, trying to get it to Peverley. He does. Peverley to Chara. Chara wrists it toward goal. Campbell with the deflection, but just knocks it down to the corner. Jagr, some good zone time for the Bruins here. Jagr along the goal line, spins against Kadri, whips it on Reimer, who makes the positional save. Rask swats it out of there. Kuhlman stops and loses Wade Redden, sends it back to the goal. Van Riemsdyk throws it in front, but Rask blocks it with the paddle down. Lucic trying to pass the middle of the defensive zone. Grabowski picks it up. Riemsdyk comes off the half boards. The shot saved by Rask. Looks for his own rebound. It's underneath him, and he gets the whistle. Krejci wrestling with Van Riemsdyk.
Pretty good shift by the Leafs.
There's the throng outside Air Canada Center. Seguin ahead for Bergeron. Cross ice. Marchand. The shot out of Reimer's glove. Bergeron swoops in here. Seguin. He dinks. And a save by Reimer. Boychuk at the line. The drive. Blocker save Reimer. He steers the rebound far side. What a hit by Lucic on Fraser. Here's Horton. The shot. It goes off the stick of Phaneuf and over the goal. Horton lining up Bozak. He spins off the hit. Boychuk's drive. Saved by Reimer. Krejci wins the faceoff from Bozak. McQuaid, the shot scores! Adam McQuaid! The points are open! A good screen in front of Reimer, and the Bruins are on top.
Faceoff win in the offensive zone. That's what shots on goal will do. If there's no rebounds, the goaltender's going to take faceoffs by tying the puck up. And the Bruins do a nice job here of winning this faceoff. David Krejci gets a little help from Lucic coming across from the inside hash. And then a quick release. Phaneuf's he's in the lane to block the shot, but he decides to bail out of that lane, thinking that Reimer's got a good look at it. Well, he doesn't. It's by him on the blocker side, stick side, inside that far post. First career playoff goal, Adam McQuaid from the point, Jack.
Colton Orr can't control it because Campbell goes right through his stick. Here's Gardner dangling. Whips it cross ice from McClement, but Ferentz goes to a knee and uses the shaft of the stick to block.
And Ferentz wisely stayed home. He didn't chase back to the front of the net. It was a good read.
Campbell to Thornton cross ice with Pye the trailer curling. Drake Thornton goes to the front and a save by Reimer. Thornton doing everything but elevating. It would have been an all-time highlight goal.
Trying to get away from the Bruins tandem defense. Sean Thornton showing his offensive skills. Hey, we can play, right, Jack? Isn't that his statement? And you're right, all he did was everything but elevate that puck.
And the clock runs out in the first period. Ferentz looks to make a play out of the Boston zone. Skates it up to the Bruins line. Gets broken down by Bozak. Here's Kessel working against Boychuk. To Lupo. Saved by Rask. An explosive right to left move by Rask to Ron Kessel. Centering pass. Bozak. Saved by Rask. Tuukka Rask with 2 saves in quick succession. And now he gloves it. Rask with his toughest test of the night. What did he think?
He was spot on with his analysis.
Not surprising from a former NHL head coach and a guy who's been in hockey his entire life.
Yeah, he talked a lot about decision-making and how it just was wrong too many times in Game 2 by Boston. Different story today.
Jagr with the steal in front. Bruins manufacture a goal. Rich Peverley cashing in. And the drought is over for the third line. The Bruins extend the lead to 2-0.
Well, they've been good all night. They got off to a good start. We highlighted one of their breakouts through the neutral zone. Gardner's going to try a little indirect. Yager's going to come in. This is a two-man aggressive forecheck. It starts with Peverley. And when Gardner hands it off on the little reverse off the back wall, Yager's there. Read and react. Be the second man. Peverley with his speed on the forecheck. There's the turnover by O'Byrne.
Stop on the puck, right, Professor Brickley?
Absolutely. Stop in front of the net, and it was a nice finish. Short side high.
Krejci for Lucic. It goes right across the goal mouth. Horton stopped by Reimer. Reimer flashes the right pad. Fraser behind his own goal line. Lucic unloads. Franzen. Now Grabowski sprints to the Toronto bench to get a new stick, and Van Riemsdyk clears it right to him in the center circle. And he breaks another one. Right another cigar. No, they're going to call that slashing. Van Riemsdyk slams the puck around through both corners. Franzen down to the half boards. Campbell on the check, and here comes Paille. He's working one-on-one against Dion Phaneuf. The shot out of Reimer's glove, and we get a penalty coming here.
There's the stick work by Bozak.
McClement stick handles out of the corner, cuts to the post, tries to ram it loose and does. The shot saved by Rask. Rebound, Van Riemsdyk couldn't knock it past. Toronto getting desperate. Here's Lupul's shot into Boychuk's legs. Lucic with a huge hit, shoulder to shoulder, flattening Lupul. Here comes Seguin. He chips it past Fraser, who locks him up. And Reimer will cover for the faceoff in the Toronto zone. Milan Lucic has the train back on the tracks. Face full. Body against body out in Maple Leaf Plaza.
Maintained possession. And this is where he's just trying to battle and hang on to the puck. Not sure what the call is against Lucic, but he's going to go to the box along with Lupul.
Gunnarsson in deep. Grabowski wins the puck battle. Here's Coleman in front for Phaneuf. Phaneuf tees it up. The wrist shot off the post and out. Cleanly beat Tuukka Rask. So there's no icing. Phil Kessel. Boychuk knocks him down. Shoves the pass to Bergeron. He's got Seguin on the right. Bergeron tosses for Seguin. Tried to bat it out of the air. That was the same goal on which he had the airborne tip a couple of years back. Bergeron spins, can't clear the zone. Franzen knocks it down in front. Deflection and a save by Rask. Bergeron bounces it past Seguin. Seguin gets body position on Franzen. It's shoved off the puck. Bergeron comes through. Franzen goes down. Bergeron comes into the zone, and it's a trip ruled against Tyler Seguin.
Huge break. Good puck battle here by Seguin. You don't want to turn the puck over. 4-on-4. He gets knocked down by Franzen. Franzen goes up and over the leg, apparently.
Now Peverley tries to skate onto it against Bozak. Finds the puck. Phaneuf caves in. Peverley gives it ahead to Kessel. The quick shovel to Van Riemsdyk. Back to Kessel. Kessel finds space on the right side. Cuts it back. Gardner's wrist shot. Whistles all the way through and hits the end glass. Bozak in front. Boychuk knocks it down. The Bruins can't clear. Gardner's wrist shot. Scores! Jake Gardner on the power play. It's 2-1.
Well, the building's come alive on a power play goal by Jake Gardner. Bruins had a couple opportunities to get this puck down, maybe get fresh bodies out there. Peverley just can't handle the puck. The hit by Phaneuf. Now the quick counter. Release right back into the offensive zone. Kessel's able to take the puck wide. The back diagonal. The initial shot is wide. Then Riemsdyk continues to work the front of the net. Just enough body contact on Boychuk. Neither he nor Kelly can corral the puck. Because of that contact, Gardner gets a second opportunity with all kinds of traffic. Rask has got to deal with.
Gunnarsson to Fraser, the one-timer. He hits it off the heel of the stick. Grabowski, a clever little backhand onto Rask. But here comes Horton, wing to wing ahead of Lucic. Lucic can't reach it, finds it behind Fraser, in front for Horton. And it goes off of Reimer and out of play.
The Bruins are celebrating like that.
Well,
in the back of the net.
They counted it in. It went up and underneath the bar. I didn't see the puck in the goal. The Bruins have scored. And that goal comes just 50 seconds after Toronto had cut it to 1.
A big play by David Krejci all the way back in his own zone. He goes indirect off the boards in an area to settle things down, allow Horton starting to get into it. We talked about how well the Bruins have moved the puck from side to side. We also talked about Reimer. When he's got to move post to post, there's a number of holes. And what an effort by Lucic to go right through Fraser. And Horton, after making the pass, the net drive off that far post, and Lucic delivers a perfect pass. And just where Peverley went on the feed from Jágr, Horton goes exactly the same spot on the feed from Lucic. But take it all the way back to the defensive zone. I mean, those are big plays. David Krejci calmly gets to a loose puck, doesn't panic, and makes a play.
Chara holds the puck at the blue line, wrists it through the corner. Peverley with O'Byrne on his back, shields the puck so Jágr has some space. Jágr to the dot, fires on Reimer, makes the save, bouncing rebound. Peverley turns it back toward goal. Gardner with the block. Fratton tries to butt it out of the zone. Peverley gets whirly-birded on the hit by Fratton. Now here's Lupul, lugging it towards Seidenberg. Lupul hits the brakes, the wrist shot off Seidenberg in front. Kelly the sneak away for Jágr. Gardner will track him down. Jágr screening, and Reimer makes the save. Jágr shielding the puck from the much faster Gardner. Too many men on the ice. The Bruins in possession. They're going to be shorthanded again. Van Riemsdyk throwing it to space, but Seidenberg is there, banks it off the boards, Phaneuf gloves it down, trickles to the corner to Kessel, comes straight toward goal, lucking across the middle for Bozak, but it goes to the boards. Now Kessel in the left wing corner, bunts it back to Phaneuf, drags it off the wall. Franzen takes it on the carry. Franzen back to Phaneuf, distributes to Kessel, coming out high. Kessel tosses to Phaneuf, the one-timer, saved by Rask, reaching around Van Riemsdyk, and now Chara and Van Riemsdyk get into it. The gloves come up into the faces.
And now they can't corral the puck, but the opportunity was earlier on the penalty kill shift up in the neutral zone to send it.
Peverley reads Kessel's telegraph pass. He crisscrosses with Kelly, and once again Peverley, oh, and a hit by Phaneuf as he came clear off his skates and flattened Rich Peverley on the carry into the zone.
Actually, Peverley's inviting that. He wants Phaneuf to come all the way from the left D side to come and try to make contact.
Paille with the steal. He's in behind Kessel. He dekes. He scores! Daniel Paille shorthanded, and the Bruins are up 4-1 late second period.
Well, Phaneuf probably still patting himself in the back for the big hit on Peverley. Turns the puck over. And Danny Paille, we talked about his ability to kill penalties with his speed and his quickness. But Peverley was inviting this. Come on over here on the crisscross. We're going to try to make something happen 2-on-2 shorthanded. And now Phaneuf's going to start the power play breakout. And it's just giving it to Kessel. Kessel's trying to give it right back. I mean, that's just not managing the puck very well by either guy.
Seguin unable to get it out of the zone. Seidenberg again without the stick, tries a hand pass, and Kadri belts him from behind. This is going to be an interesting call against Nazem Kadri because Seidenberg put himself down in that position to get off the hand pass. Toronto is going to be shorthanded, and they're calling this boarding. Kadri's going in for the hit. Seidenberg suddenly drops to a knee to play the puck with his hand.
Well, that's the question. How early did he go to the knee to make that play? And I agree with you. This is a bad call. It's going against the Leafs.
40 seconds to go in the period. Seguin over the line, indirect, too far forward for Lucic. Fraser tries to rip it out of the zone, but Lucic is back pressure, and Bergeron takes it away. And now on possession for Boston, we're going to have a call against Milan Lucic.
We're going to look at it from this angle.
Wow, a one-hand backhand hook. Well, I guess we now know how the other referee feels about the Kadri boarding penalty. A couple of quick steps. Kessel fires a what-the-heck shot. Juicy rebound all the way to the circle. Gardner couldn't hop onto it with Boychuk there. Rich Peverley and Chris Kelly, the penalty killers up front now with Chara and Seidenberg. Cody Franzen, the defenseman, makes the self-pass to the end boards and follows in. Chara puts the shoulder into Franzen, and the puck comes loose. Seidenberg tries to hoist it out. Franzen in front for Van Riemsdyk. Saved by Rask. Loose in front. Kessel scores! It's 4-2, just 47 seconds into the third period.
Pretty basic here. Franzen's going to chip it in and chase it himself. And both Chara and Seidenberg are going to converge on him. Chara has that little push pass to Seidenberg. Seidenberg tries to go with the high lob. He gets knocked down, deflected. And now the Bruins just can't corral the puck. And Riemsdyk's going to get an opportunity initially on the feed from Franzen. The backhand gets just banked back into that slot area.
Krejci ahead for Horton. He's got Lucic left. Lucic busting around Franzen. Trickles it in toward Reimer. It came off Fraser in front. Now here's Redden trying to get the puck middle. Van Riemsdyk with a high hit takes down Horton and rides that horse.
Nice play, Krejci. Able to find Horton, was able to find Lucic on that strong net drive. Unfortunately for Lucic, kind of healed his shot.
Chara's drive, save, Reimer, huge rebound. Kadri flips it past Bergeron. Lupul working Seidenberg's side of the ice to Kadri. It's off his stick. Chara curves out of the corner. Kessel takes it away.
They needed a better back end, and they needed to get saves, and they started to get all those things this year.
The backhander and a save by Rask as Bozak gets off a good effort from about 12 feet away. Here's Kelly breaking 2-on-2 with Patrice Bergeron. Over the line against Gunnarsson and Kessel. The shot from Bergeron and a blocker save by Reimer. Van Riemsdyk whips it to Kessel, who catches it on the forehand. Bergeron picks his pocket, and it's ruled offside. And the faceoff will be outside the Boston line. Now, Tyler Bozak has a bee under his bonnet because somebody whacked him with a stick. But the guy who whacked him with a stick was James Van Riemsdyk. Now Marchand loses a glove as he's tussling with Kessel.
Yeah, Bergeron makes a nice defensive play on Kessel, knocks the puck off his stick. That leads to the offside call. Bozak comes over, gives Bergeron a bump right in front of the Bruin bench. So Chara came over, a little chat, and then Van Riemsdyk comes backing in. Move away from Chara as quickly as he can. And then the most interesting thing is 81 in blue and 63 in black and white locking up. You'd like to see that, wouldn't you, Jeff?
That'd be a pay-per-view event. Horton spins inside the line. Lupul with back pressure. Boychuk chips the puck to space, but Lupul has it. 2-on-2 with Bozak against Boychuk and Ferentz. Here's Bozak picking up the shot. Glove saved by Rask.
Just about every other area of their game.
Franzen backs up, getting away from the windshield wiper. A cannibal shot. Rask goes down, makes the save. The rebound pops up in front. It's loose. The Bruins trying to clear it in another emergency situation. But the Bruins get away with one there. Gardner off the collision. Fratton's drive. Leg saved by Rask. Tuukka Rask with an athletic move. 9 years and 2 days between home playoff games. The Leafs were the only team not to make the playoffs between lockouts. Phaneuf's wrist shot tipped on the way through. Lupul wins it away from Boychuk. Shoves it right into the crease. It's loose. Kessel couldn't flip it over the pile.
That's because Bergeron got back, Jack. Good call. Able to get his stick in there and track that puck.
Clicking toward 5 minutes to go. Mikhail Grabowski drops to Nikolai Kulemin to Van Riemsdyk in the weave. Boychuk takes down Van Riemsdyk. There's a shot from a bad angle from Kulemin. Van Riemsdyk obviously trying to nurse a call along, but it was just good body contact.
Almost kind of like a cycle through center ice. Van Riemsdyk ends up with the puck. There's nothing there. It's good hard body contact. Everything down. Down goes Van Riemsdyk. Please.
Ferentz up the middle for Campbell, making himself available. Here's Thornton on the right with Paille middle. Thornton holds, whips it wide of the goal. Paille back to Boychuk, the drive. That one stung, and it comes back to Boychuk. Down in deep for Campbell. He holds it and sends it around to Paille. The clock on the Bruins side, 3 minutes to go. Ferentz bounces it in deep once again. Thornton on the pressure against Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson in a wrestling match with Thornton. Thornton doing the job until Bergeron can get there. Sean Thornton knocks the puck loose to the corner. A great shift by the Campbell line again when the Bruins needed it after a Toronto surge. Here's Marchand in the corner. He sends it in deep. Bergeron pivots away from Kadri. Goes to the front. Whips it right across the goal mouth and past the post. Ferentz gets it in deep. Here comes Seguin off the corner boards. Bergeron looking for Seguin. It hits Kadri's skates. Seguin scoots around. Back to Ferentz. The one-timer. Bergeron on the screen and the puck deflects wide. Seidenberg steps into one. Off the muff. Bergeron in front. Kadri Fleury has it unopposed. 2:20 to go. But the Bruins spent about a minute in the Toronto zone. Horton gets it to center. 1:45 left. The Bruins trying to take a 2-1 lead against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nathan Horton breaks down Grabowski's pass in the neutral zone. Van Riemsdyk gains the line. Reimer's out of his net. Van Riemsdyk, the short shot on Rask, and Shaw makes a big check. Kuhlman through Van Riemsdyk. He looks a little fatigued. The Toronto net empty. Rask saving a pop-up rebound. Krejci to Lucic to Horton with Krejci 2-on-1. Krejci has an empty net. It's dagger in the heart, and the Bruins have returned by going to Toronto and taking back the home advantage. 5-2 Boston.
And it's only apropos that this line does deliver that dagger, Jack. They've been very good again tonight. Lucic, he's been a force. Horton feeding off the great play of David Krejci in the middle. And David Krejci with a great effort tonight, distributing the puck, doing the job defensively, allowing his line mates, his wingers, to do what they do best. And they're on the score sheet multiple times as a result. Empty netter for Krejci. And the party looks like it's disbanded.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
You were very, very good.
And that's where the plus-minus shows up. All three of them. Krejci, Lucic, Horton, +3 on the night. The Bruins win Game 3 decisively, 5-2. And hold a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series.
Yeah, this was such a determined effort by Boston. And, you know, you talk to people between periods, and the comments you hear is when the Bruins bring their game, you know, they're just so heavy. They're hard to play against. They're physical. They're determined. They're puck battles. They're disciplined. They're decision-making. When Lucic gets it moving, when David Krejci's playing his game, when Chara's playing like he can with good decision-making along with Seidenberg, I mean, they have all the elements to handle a team like Toronto, handle most teams in the NHL. And you saw a lot of that today.